guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about something a little bit more lighthearted, as in we're not talking about something that makes your heart want to die, but it is still serious in some ways, but it is lighthearted. And if at some point in this video you're asking yourself, who cares? That's kind of the point of the video in a way, is to just talk about silly shit that isn't that important just so we can have a break from the misery that it is to be a flesh prison at times. So anyway, also quick preface, my makeup looks a little bit intense right now, but it'll make sense if you see my cosplay on Instagram. Anyway, I want to talk about two specific influencers. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that for me, the term influencer has a negative connotation. And the reason for that is because I feel like time and time again, we see these popular influencers that have these massive followings who just act in overall terrible ways. We can see the really dark ways, like Jeffree Star type ways, and then we see the smaller ways that are still pretty bad, like Tana level ways, and then there are people who are just dumb. So there is a wide spectrum. Now, what I do want to say, obviously, is not every influencer is terrible. I think that goes without saying, but the reason I have that negative connotation is because a lot of the top ones are terrible. We're gonna start with the one that pisses me off less. Miss Nikita Dragon, who, if you don't know who she is, she's just kind of like notorious for being in scandals. I don't know, I can't really qualify her with more. I would have said she is in the beauty community and a makeup beauty guru type thing, but she barely ever posted as far as I last checked, so I don't really know what her qualifier descriptor is. She's just in a lot of scandals, basically. She decided to tweet something. So she said, influencers are the new celebrities. I said what I said. This didn't really piss me off as much as I feel like it came off as very much, she's not talking about other influencers, she's talking about herself. So basically what this tweet is saying, in my opinion, is, I am a new celebrity. I said what I said. That's just how I interpreted it, because I do think that she's always had an air, and a lot of ways that she's acted actually reinforce this. She's had a certain level of self-importance, which myself and many others have deemed rather extreme. I'm all about loving yourself. I'm all about hyping yourself up, sure, but there's a point where there's confidence, and then there's a point where it's cocky and just too much. And I think she's in that field, the too much. I personally don't like it because I feel like it comes off as very unlikable, very smug. Whatever other synonyms you can think of probably apply as well. So there's that. This tweet I thought was interesting because I have been thinking about celebrities and influencers a lot. And in my opinion, influencers are not celebrities. But influencers are infiltrating celebrity type spaces. So for example, let's put it this way. The Met Gala. It's known for having A-list celebrities of all sorts, between musicians, actors, whatever. The Met Gala is very exclusive. There's a difference to me though between, for example, Jennifer Aniston at the Met Gala versus Nikita Dragon at the Met Gala. Because Jennifer Aniston is an A-list celebrity who I don't think really has to be introduced to anyone. Most of the time when you say Jennifer Aniston, people already know who you're talking about. I don't have to say, oh yeah, she was in Friends, she was in this and that. Nikita Dragon, I don't think the average Joe in America even knows who she is. I'm just gonna say that. That's not me shading her, it's just saying that A-list celebrities have a different reach than influencers, and that's just a fact of life. But anyway, the fact that they're both there doesn't mean to me that they're both celebrities. It means that there's a celebrity, Jennifer Aniston, and Nikita Dragon happens to also be there in a celebrity space. And when I say that they're not celebrities, that's not me shading influencers either. It's just the way I see them is very different from the way I see celebrities. Also because if we look at celebrities, there are some that overshare, fine, but the majority of celebrities don't really share the ins and outs of their lives like a lot of influencers do, and I feel like that level of privacy also removes them farther from the public than influencers who are always dying to be relatable. But this was to exemplify that this is one of the reasons that influencers has a negative connotation for me, because there's this unlikable smugness often attached to it, much like in this tweet, and it's just off-putting to me. This one I might get slightly heated over because it's just the same old stupid shit, just a new day. There's this makeup influencer called Isabel Bedoya. She's been in controversies in the past that involved cheating and stuff like that. I'm sure there's more, but the cheating one I think was a really big one where she cheated with another influencer's boyfriend, allegedly. It was a shit show. She does makeup on her Instagram. She has a very big following of 3 million, I believe. And basically, she went on her Instagram story and posted this.
So Ryan needs some extra help with reading and writing, first grade. And I'm paying with makeup, not actual money. So if you're interested, I need you like for an hour, maybe like 3 times a week. I knew there was gonna be at least one stupid bitch complaining about me paying with makeup and not money. I'm not trying to pay your bills. I'm trying to get my son educated. And it's called Thinking of a Smarter Way. And makeup is expensive, sis. Okay. I'm not just offering no regular shit. I'm offering that good. So just like skip my story or something. Don't be like, you really taking your time to message me? Weirdo.
I don't even know where to start. Now, there are multiple levels of this that piss me off because I've lived 2 realities that are directly connected to this. In case you didn't know, I taught composition for first-year university students when I was doing my master's program. The pay was horrendous. It didn't even cover my gas. I literally was losing money going to that job. I laughed so I don't get mad all over again. But anyway, teachers get paid for the most part quite badly. So it made me angry because what she's looking for is more of a tutor than a teacher. And tutors actually are quite expensive for a good reason because it takes a lot of preparation. And I'm going to be a little bit boring for a second. Or is she boring all the time? She asks herself. I think what Isabel doesn't understand or might be undervaluing. So for tutoring, there are a lot of steps and it depends on tutors, right? But just to give you an idea of how much work there's going to be behind that, first of all, when the tutor meets this kid, they need to run diagnostics to see at what level this kid is, to then evaluate what the kid can do, what the kid still has to learn, what the kid has learned. So there's that test, okay? And that takes preparation as well. Then after that, they pretty much have to come up with a plan of where the kid has to get to by X date. And on top of that, you also have to prepare for potential complications. Like they might not be able to learn something as fast as they've learned everything else. And you have to take that into account and then change things around to make it work for this particular kid. And you also have to learn about their own learning styles because everyone has a different one. So when Isabel here says, oh, I'll give you free makeup, it's like, are you not really thinking about what you're asking this person for? It's for your child's education and you can't pay for that. Like you don't want to pay for that. You just want to give them makeup. Now, fun question. What if this person doesn't wear makeup? What if this person, much like every other human in the world, has bills to pay? Do you think the landlord is going to take a NARS palette for rent? Do you really? And the way she was acting so blasé about it and so like, oh, it's weird that you guys are being stupid bitches and calling me out. And I'm like, you're an influencer. The biggest problem influencers have is that brands try to do this to you all the time. It happens to me all the time too, where they'll be like, oh, we're not going to pay you for, promoting our shit, but we'll send you a free whatever. And that's not okay because the free whatever doesn't pay bills. And as an influencer, she should know that better than anyone. And that's why I said I've lived both realities, because I've lived being drastically underpaid as a teacher, and then also the reality of brands trying to take advantage of you and trying to essentially lowball you by just sending you a product as opposed to actually paying you for the service in question. So for her to act like this, I find it doubly despicable because first of all, if there's something you should invest in, it's your child's education. Second of all, as an influencer and as a general human being with bills, you should understand that an exchange of goods does not work for the majority of people. But again, this brings me back to my point of why influencer has such a negative connotation, because we see this behavior over and over. How many times have we seen influencers do the exposure as opposed to pay? How many times have we seen them brag about their fame in such a way that is just so disgusting that you're like, I don't want to be connected to someone who's that self-important and thinks they're the sun, the stars, and the moon. That was my little rant of the day, but I figured it would be nice to do something slightly lighter hearted for once so we don't, get lost in emotional despair. Anyways, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about these 2 separate instances, and does the term influencer have a negative connotation to you as well? If so, why? Feel free to share. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.